and I've been trying out some new heroes, namely Troll, Naga, and that's it. And like I play PL as well. I've only played like a few games, like two or three of him. If
Mm-hmm.
the other heroes are banned, or if it's a really bad game for both of them.
I see.
Yeah, and with Troll, I had like a huge winning streak, and I lost it. Like I started losing
Yeah.
recently, and I can't go over Legend 3. Like each time I go there, I start losing.
Yeah. All right. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I've played with like some other people in my party who were kind of toxic and also kind of bad, and I feel like because I had to learn how to play with them, not like I knew how to play solo queue, and then I had to like
Uh,
relearn Dota to play with them because like they always wanted all the farm. They were really like sometimes I had to play off lane or support because there was some guy who only played carry and stuff like that.
I understand. Yeah, I feel you. I think it's always really difficult, especially if you have people in your group with low MMR. Um, then, like your if you try to carry those games, your approach really changes, and then it becomes difficult to
Yeah,
translate it into solo MMR.
yeah, exactly.
All right. Um,
This game I did win it, but what happened this PL game? I mean, we should probably do like a Naga game because PL is like I don't really intend to spam this hero. This was basically like
mm,
my second or third game PL ever, so I didn't really know how to farm. I had a decent early game. I had like I don't know 27K net worth by like 35 minutes or
mm.
36, so it wasn't that bad on net worth. I had a Grandmaster tier Meepo on my team, and Centaur almost gave up and started trolling, but he came to his senses.
That's live. Can you share
Yeah,
the replay ID?
yeah, I will copy it now.
And then let me check.
It's you.
All
Okay,
right.
send it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wait, this is no, this is the one with PL. I will share
Mm,
the one with Naga. I forgot. So basically, in this game with Naga, something totally different happened. So basically, I loaded into the game. I played my lane, you know, normally, and
mm-hmm.
the enemy Mirana blocks all our jungle camps, and I don't realize they're blocked for 1 minute. The next minute, I'm telling my supports to block it, and after 2 minutes, they didn't block it. And when I get my own sentries to D-ward, it was like the wards already expired. So I was farm starved the entire game.
That sounds rough.
Yeah, I mean, I ended up losing this game. I was against Klinks and Mars. I mean, normally I probably could have won this game. These aren't really hard counters. Like I have a bit of experience with Naga, and
Mm.
usually this is not what I used to. Like these, I would see these as mild counters. What happened was the Pudge and the Zeus were flaming each other the whole game, and I was telling him to block the jungle camps. I mean, unblock them, and
Yeah,
he was not like he didn't really care what I was saying. He was busy fighting with the Zeus on the comms.
I see.
Yeah, I think he went to gank mid. Like Pudge went to gank mid, and Zeus just ignored him and farmed or something. I sent you the ID by the way.
Yeah, I got it. Does the stream work? Can you join there and see it?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Perfect.
Your man looking
All right,
kind
let's
of
get into it.
oh goody, I'm so
It's in
terribly
the
excited.
bag.
So, like on starting items, is this fine or what? Like, what would you say?
Yep, 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 yep. I guess let's go on Nagabit real quick and see what options we have here. How can I pause?
Like, you can't pause.
That looks
30
weird.
seconds.
Ah, there it is. Shop was open. All right, let's see what they recommend. I haven't played Naga in a while, but I think the concept is still pretty much basic. And if you go through it, they all look very similar as well. I think
Yeah,
this is
I
fine. Maybe you
I
need a healing self at some point,
yeah.
but
Okay, yeah, I might need it, but I'm a huge hater of the diffusal build. I never go diffusal no
uh-huh.
matter what.
Understandable. Like I think if you want to boost your network as well, then you don't
What I
necessarily need it.
feel like is when I go diffusal, I have no health, so they just kill
Hmm.
all my illusions in one hit.
Yeah, yeah, true.
That's really supposed to be fighting that early on Naga because of exactly this. My build right now is I rush Radiance. I don't know if that's the best build. I've been trying, like, usually before this I went Manta Orchid,
Okay.
that build, and that was decent, but like the
Begin
Radiance
digital
just
sports.
not only allows me to farm because that's not mainly why I build it, but
Mm-hmm.
then I can split up my illusions like mid game and late,
Mm.
like one to all of them, and they do a lot of damage with that Radiance. Like it adds to the team fight, you know?
Yeah, I understand. The difficulty with Radiance, of course, is that it's really cost defend. It's a really expensive item, and
It's a really bad build up. That's the
yeah,
problem.
yeah, yeah.
You,
So you need to save a bunch of gold without actually seeing value for it.
yeah, I usually just go treads and go jungle, I guess.
All right.
Denied.
Let's go laming stage real quick. This looks nice. Main thing is we want to draw aggro if it's difficult against Mars.
Yeah, I have dagger.
Nice, nice. Hmm. Can't complain. Maybe you can use illusions to zone.
Yeah, I should do that. Like, you mean like send two on Mirana and the rest on Mars or
Yeah,
what?
yeah. Like especially if you feel like the CS isn't contested that much.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like the CS was contested, and
All right.
the other problem was if the CS is contested and I go zone, aggro draws on the illusions, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and that means it's like that's kind of bad because they like I can't hit the creeps and they just go away from me.
One mechanic you can abuse there is aggro has a 2.5 seconds global cooldown. You can draw aggro with your real hero first and set the like bring the creeps closer to you, and then you can use the
Oh,
illusions.
right. Okay, so I aggro with my main hero
Yeah,
and then my illusions. Yeah, I
yeah, yeah.
understand.
First blood. Have I got jigs on my chin?
All right. Again, we want to aggro. Nice.
Yeah, I don't know, like I don't normally talk on my microphone to my team because
Mm.
I mean, like my microphone's pretty bad in game. In Discord, it's not that bad. It's still kind of bad, but in game, like I've played with people and they say I don't understand what I'm saying. Like they
Yeah,
don't understand what I'm saying.
yeah, that's right.
I was typing to him when I went back for no reason.
I see. Yeah, I think pings and like the least amount of communication possible to get the message over, and like not building up a persona for the other guy is usually the most effective. For lane stage, I
Yeah,
would eat a tango here, of course. Like you don't want to lose half the HP because then it's really risky once they try to commit on you.
I should probably have eaten a tango here.
Yeah.
I mean, I did actually. By the way, what do you think about like eating branches? How do you feel about that?
I guess you don't. Let me. Where's the audio? There it is. I guess you don't build anything with the branches, so yeah, you should use them. Maybe you don't have to use it on the first one, but
Yeah, what I was saying is like with the branches, the thing is they're not as valuable as buying six tangles, but you do need the stats. So I don't really want to buy six tangles.
I think it's fine. You can have the stats at the beginning, which is really helpful, and then you can just slowly consume them over time.
Yeah. I should probably have not consumed it on the first one, but usually if I see I'm down a lot of health, I eat a
Yeah,
branch. If I'm down a bit of health, I just eat a tangle.
yeah, yeah, makes sense to me. Okay, nice aggression. Mm.
Another weird thing that happens to me, like in the lane, if I lose like a CS and I just lose it mechanically, like it's not that I didn't contest it or I
Yeah.
went somewhere else, I get really tilted and I start playing way worse in the lane.
One trick that helped me a lot is to every time make a positive comment if you get a CS. for example, you say yes, or like just a positive trigger every time you get a CS, and that actually motivates the brain to continue getting them. Um,
Oh, yeah.
and then another thing is for the illusion timings, I think I would wait with the illusions until the creep waves meet, and you actually need the illusions either to zone them or to pressure the enemies.
Oh, yeah, yeah, right. I mean, I shouldn't waste the
Yeah,
duration of the illusion.
yeah. But all right, cool. And now we're pretty much at a part where, like, unless we get some pulls now, the laning might be like difficult, or they even have kill potential if they set up great combos. And I think like at some point you're strong enough to jungle anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm just getting zoned.
Yeah,
They don't really have that much kill threat on me. I mean, they would if they were good, but they're pretty trash.
nice. I like that you're pushing now. I think you really want to get like every CS you can get out of this,
Yeah,
and then
but
start
yeah,
taking games in between.
when you kill someone with Naga, I usually just like push out the wave and go jungle.
Yeah,
If it's
perfect.
like not level 2, because level 2 it's. I mean,
Yeah,
you
of
can still
course.
jungle a small camp level 2, but
Yeah, it's not really worth it. Nice.
now I don't know why I didn't go jungle here.
I think we would take this camp. Clear it up.
Yeah, there were a lot of creeps dying on the tower, so yeah, I think this was pretty bad. I should have just went to jungle.
Yeah, or you can even like soft pressure this tower a little bit, which is fine as well. Nice, yeah. And then I would just even take the small camp, let this guy push out the wave.
Oh, I should have let him push out the wave. Yeah,
Or depends, like if you go to the small camp and you see this guy is just starting to deny, then you can head back over to it.
yeah.
But usually they, like as soon as you leave the lane, they also push out the wave.
Mhm.
Alright. Yeah, and as we see, like now he's getting to a point where as soon as he gets a single rotation from Puck, for example, it's gonna be really, or it's a dangerous way to be there now.
Yeah.
And this guy's probably dead. I wouldn't even hard
Yeah,
invest here because Puck is missing. Oh, there
I
it is.
killed net and blocked him. Should I have skilled net there? Like, was that okay? I usually never skill net except like in these scenarios, like if you gain a level and
Yeah.
there's a kill opportunity.
Yeah. I think if you see the opportunity, it's fine to go for it. My thought always is just every time you invest a point in it and you don't get a kill, then like you're sitting on it and you lose value. So it's a risky thing, but if you think that the game changes if you get this kill or the laning stage for the next 1, 2, 3 waves, then you can use that advantage to go for it. But I would be pretty conservative with it as well. And for example, now we have like a lot of people up there. I would
I
just
don't
try to maybe even rotate bottom and leave this area, yeah, or farm those camps and just get away from the laning stage.
Radiant's middle tower is
Jungling should be more efficient now, I think. I like the items so far.
Well, I mean, you mean
The power
trap.
jets, yeah, getting early power jets, I think is really efficient.
I mean, don't doesn't everyone get that easily?
I've seen people do crazy stuff.
Not phase on Naga. That's too triggering. I hope not.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like
Right.
weird. I realized the camp was going to die, so I didn't need to go with the real
Radiant's
hero,
middle
and
tower
then
is
I
taking
only sent
damage.
one illusion.
Yeah, looks good so
Pudge
far.
was like jungling. I don't know what he's doing. Like the Pudge was jungling for the past 2 minutes.
Is he off lane or mid lane? Oh,
No, he's four.
he's
He's four.
support.
Yeah, the Shadow Demon's playing offlane. It's a really weird game.
Wow, yeah, that's kind of strange. I didn't even realize. All right. What I can still recommend is to go for Yasha first, even if you don't want to finish it into Manta.
Oh, and you can go 10 Radiance. Yeah, it wouldn't be that bad.
Mhm. Because then you have a little bit of stats, and it just like overall it increases your item timings. If you buy Radiance and then you go for Manta afterwards, or for Yasha afterwards, then the timing will be longer than if you buy Yasha first and then Radiance.
Dire's
I
bottom
guess.
tower is being attacked.
I mean, if you're building it into something anyways, yeah, it's probably
Yeah,
quicker.
yeah. And I think Yasha is or like, what else is there to build a Naga? You just want to have some stat efficient stuff, and
Yeah,
yeah, it helps. Really helps you to get through the game. And then again, it stacks a few illusions, especially if you build Radiance. I think Manta is great. And then you have some sort of dispel, some save to get your ulti off if you fight. I think it's a great
yeah.
item.
Usually my full build on Naga is like Treads, Radiance, Manta, Heart, and then either Mage Slayer into Butterfly into Bloodthorn, or
Yeah,
Bloodthorn into Butterfly, or Butterfly into Bloodthorn, or something like that.
I see. In dispatch, I can recommend to get some item that locks down enemies. I think this is
Yeah,
currently
I
really strong.
do like Vice, but I'm not building Skadi. Like Skadi is, I don't know. Like the thing is, if you play like, I mean, if I play how I'm playing, like with the sending one illusion to everyone,
Hmm.
what I usually want is not too many items that only work on your real hero. Like
Yeah,
Skadi's okay, but in my opinion, like Butterfly is just better for the playstyle I use.
I see. I see.
If they have MKBs or like clinks, then obviously I'm not going to buy it. But
Yeah,
it's I usually buy it.
I'm interested to see how this team fight works out, and because I'm used to Naga players like getting like, even if it's something crazy like Basher or some sort of Blathorn and Aghanims and some crazy shit, just to really be a threat in the team fights. I think if you build a lot of items that don't enable you to actually lock down people, they're just gonna walk away and
Yeah,
kite team fights.
was that when like I was building basically Manta into Bloodthorn, and then I started building Manta into Orchid Heart and then go back for Bloodthorn
Hmm.
because I realized the Bloodthorn wasn't that worth it. Like I
Hmm.
didn't read the damage at that point in the game.
Yeah.
And then I just stopped buying that at all. Like I went to the Radiance because it was really annoying when they bought like a unit or a
Yeah.
Lotus and then they just like escaped for free. It was really annoying.
True. True.
I was like, yeah, nice. I wasted 3.5k gold on them to just buy a Lotus. That's not nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It depends on the timing and matchup. And for example, if they have like Omni Knight or Abaddon or some Dispel,
Yeah, just,
it's not worth it anyways.
I mean, if they have only, you're probably gonna buy Nullifier, right? At
Nullifier
some
might
point.
be fine. Yeah. Or again, like if you get Skadi Basher, those items aren't dispellable. Or how is the Argus? It's still the same.
No,
Yeah.
the axe is dispellable by anything.
Spell immune
Sadly.
targets. Yeah.
It does pierce BKB, but
Mhm.
it's dispellable by Manta, so
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So I think like even if you have Orchid, for example, you can still be selective with your target type. Like you don't have to use it on a puck with Yules. You can use it on a support and just still keep going on the puck.
yeah, I know.
All right. Let's see. For
Usually, like the only reason I switched over to the Radiance build was because I couldn't control when the enemy is going to buy Ghost Scepter, use
yeah.
Imperial Blade, Lotus, all the dispel items and Force Staffs.
Yeah.
With Radiance, you just like sort of micro your illusions so that they always radiance to someone, and you just like out farm your enemy so hard with
Hmm.
radiance. It's insane. Like this game, when it ended, I had more net, like I was the highest net worth in the game when we lost, like
Yeah.
when the game ended.
Yeah, yeah. But this
And
usually tells me if you have the highest net worth, it means you're doing something right, for sure. But it also means that you lack the ability to lock people down and to take towers. And in the end, I'm a big preacher of taking objectives and doing what allows you to take objectives. And a problem I could see with a build that's extremely stats heavy, but is like built to have like a global presence instead of like specific encounters with people that you can win, is that there might never be a result where you actually can get an advantage to take objectives. And like this could lead
yeah,
into games where you have like 40, 50, 60 minutes in and you have the highest net worth, but you don't actually
oh yeah,
take
if
those.
you reach late game on Naga, you kind of just lose, to be honest.
Mm,
Like you just lose because everyone has BKBs,
yeah.
everyone has save items, everyone has that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
The good thing about Manta Orchid, how I know it is that you get it 17 minutes, which is pretty easy in a decent game,
Hmm.
or like an easy game, not only a decent game, and then you just sort of kill them before they have the items. But the problem is in most games they will just buy the items when they see your Orchid. So
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So you're really timing around there. But all right, let's see how Radiance is going to work out. One thing I had in mind here is that right now there's a fight top starting, and you like from my perspective, it Radiance on Naga feels a little bit like Battle Fury on Anti-Mage. Maybe you can fight before it and then farm with it, but usually you want to really, really focus on hitting your item as soon as possible to scale. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't invest in a fight here.
that is what I'm trying. But if you see the mini map, I actually farmed all the camps in the jungle and I had nowhere to go.
I
So
would
I
just
would.
TP bottom and take the ancient camp. Like right now, I would TP bottom, go in this, and push out the bottom wave.
Oh,
I
okay,
would ditch
could do
this
that.
area, and then you would probably move yourself. You can even decide it to go here and take the small camp, then stack, then move bottom and push out the wave, and then rotate back to the stacks, and then you can see if top is free farm again, or if Klinks continues to push out bottom.
Yeah, I guess I could try that.
Hmm.
The thing is, by the way, I've played another way of Naga. Basically, if they pick some counter in the offlane, I just tell my offlaner to go safe lane and I go offlane. And
Yeah.
they always do it. Like I never had a game. Like I've played a lot of games Naga offlane, and they never like my offlaner never says no, go safe lane.
Hmm.
Like he's always content to trade because like he's getting basically a free lane. Like it's off lane versus off lane, but one of them has the advantage, the safe lane, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. Like if the matchup is super difficult, the only
Yeah,
thoughts that I'm
because
having here is how can, or like you still have to secure camps.
yeah, Naga beats most carries. So
Mm.
basically, what you do is you don't skill net. You just beat them. You take every creep, and then
Hmm.
when you're strong enough, you cut waves, farm small camp, large camp, and medium camp at the same time,
Hmm.
and you just get so fat. It's crazy.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, that's a nice thing. For me again, this top fight, like the best result that possibly could come out of this is you kill them and take the tower. But even this is maybe, or in my opinion, is not as much worth as taking those stacks and threatening bottom.
Yeah,
And
the thing is, like, I want to farm. I'm not
yeah,
joining this fight just for the sake of fighting. I'm trying
yeah.
to find farm here.
All
Yeah,
right,
like,
right.
it's just I didn't recognize that I could find farm properly.
I see.
I mean, bottom, whatever. Okay, I'm feeding here. That's the tough here for some reason. I'm dead.
Yeah, yeah. This is usually what happens. Like the best case usually never happens, and the worst case usually never happens. Um, the worst case would be everybody dying and your top tower dying. But I guess you just all like people die and then it splits up again and then things were basically as they were. But again, it's from the carry side, it's a net worth loss.
Yeah, I should have just went bot here, and now I'm going to go
Dire's
top
top
again, and
tower
that's
is
kind of
under
what loses me the
siege.
game. All right,
Ah, you
well,
actually bought him. That's fine.
yeah. Okay,
That's super
so
nice.
cutting the wave. The
Yeah,
queens is
farming
fucking
there,
the
got waves. Taking the camps
I
again, I like it.
camp, never mind. I didn't stack the small camp. Okay, I'm gonna cut another wave. Send one illusion to the small camp, and my problem is the jungling for some reason. He's
That's
actually
alright.
hard.
I would go for ancients here and just farm them
Hey,
every single minute.
okay, okay, yeah. There they are again. I don't know why I'm just allergic to ancients. I mean, they're not effective to farm on Naga like at level 6. If you get like the dragons, you
Radiant's middle
sometimes you
tower
actually
is
just
being
can't farm
attacked.
them. But
Hmm.
wait, were they stacked? I
Radiant's
think they
middle
were
tower is
stacked.
taking
I had a
Dire's top
game
Uh,
tower is
recently
being
where a
attacked.
pudge, I don't know if it was this pudge,
yeah,
stacked nations, and that meant I couldn't farm them,
yeah,
and he just griefed my whole game.
yeah. That's the same with Phantom Lancer heroes like those. They just can't take the
Yeah,
stacks early.
especially if the dragon hits the Phantom Lancer illusion and like it cleaves off you, it actually does like 600% damage. It's a bug.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah, like I've in the PL game that happened to me. Like it just dealt half of my HP. The dragon dealt half of my HP for no reason. I didn't die, but like
yeah, it's crazy, man. Those creeps and the creeps that how they call it, that smash on the ground, they do so much damage. It's ridiculous, actually.
Yeah, not no, I was talking about like the Thunderhides, the dragons,
The
like
black
the ones
dragons,
that
yeah,
yeah, they cleave, and if they cleave
yeah,
off your illusion because your illusion takes extra damage,
yeah,
they yeah, it's very annoying.
yeah. So again, a fight is going to happen, and I'm just looking at the item timing, and I'm just looking, okay, we're like 100 gold away from it, and like any death that could happen here right now, yeah, that really, really hurts your, like your farming potential again.
Being attacked.
Which would be another like if you had Yasha, for example, here, you might even have like the stats to engage or disengage better, and you can even hit an early item timing. But if you go for
Right.
Radiance, I would really try to play as greedy as you possibly can and get it as soon as you can.
Radiant's
Yeah,
middle
this
tower
fight
is
is like
taking
the
damage.
bomb has been planted. The Zeus is raging
Radiant's
at the
middle
Fudge
tower
because he
Dire's top
like the
tower is
Fudge is
being
raging at
attacked.
Raging at the Zeus because he didn't join the fight, and then Zeus is raging back.
Ah, classic Dota. And you want to
Radiant's
share some
middle
neutral
tower is
items, I
being
think.
attacked.
Yeah, I went here to farm the camps, and they
Radiant's
were all
middle
blocked.
tower is taking damage.
I'm telling my primer right now to unblock them. Oh,
Radiant's
I'm being their
bottom tower
camps.
is being attacked.
Like they're all blocked. So like, oh wait, the last
Yeah.
one was that one blocked, or did Primal just block it with his body?
3 camps are blocked here.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Dire's top
Which is alright actually for Naga. Like the great thing about you here is you can, for example, yeah, push out mid lane and then just send illusions to those camps on bottom side. And so you have some
tower is under
flexibility with it.
siege.
yeah. I mean, Cleans was kind of jungling the whole game, so
Hmm.
he the camps.
Regeneration.
Like I knew there were no camps there because he wasn't doing anything. Like he was just, you see, he's mid now. He was just jungling the whole game.
Nice position, I love it.
A prize.
What position?
Radiant's
Moving
middle
from the dragons. This is something I don't see often enough. Like if you have illusions, yeah, most people don't go away from the dragon.
A
Oh,
prize.
okay, that yeah.
So that's really great.
I mean, the next
Radiant's
level
middle tower
would
is
be like to
taking
split
damage.
them so they only
Radiant's
hit one
shadows are
illusion.
Yeah,
They
falling.
don't.
yeah, yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked. Radiant's middle tower is taking
Alright.
damage.
Like I never want to actually fight. The only times I fight is like either if I know if I don't go to that fight, my team's going to like quit and feed,
Yeah.
or if like the fight is near me and there's nothing else to do. Like I never actually TP to fights.
Yeah, I think this makes sense. But we still, like for me, carries have two roles. Or like if they want to pressure, they have two ways to do it. Either they push the maps and pressure the map, or they join in team fights. And many
Yeah.
carries actually they prefer to pressure the map and gain their own net worth. Um,
Yeah, I
the-
prefer to do that too. So I should have gone bottom here or what?
I think so. Yeah, you wanna find a lane where you can actually impact the map. Because if you keep like rotating on this area, then basically for 16 minutes you didn't really exist. And even if you get your radiance now, then you still don't want to fight. It feels like to me.
Yeah, I
Because
prefer
then
to
it's
do.
like, oh nice, I farmed 16 minutes, now I can start farming. And this is
Yeah, what ended up happening in this game, I knew I was way too far behind to contribute to any fight, and I just AFK farmed until I got my heart,
Dire's
which was
top
when they were like hitting barracks,
yeah.
and then TP back and sort of.
tower is being
I mean, I
attacked.
delayed the game for like 3 minutes, but then I die once and the game just ends.
Hmm. Yeah, this is it's sad carry life. So I guess the play here, for example, if we see an engagement like this top, and when we know even this tower still stands, then we know, okay, even if they get kills here, there's actually not really a threat of anything happening. Like even if they kill 3 people here, the map doesn't really change. So I would be trying to go bottom instantly and punish them for their aggression, like for their
Yeah,
overextending here. I
yeah,
would
I
try
was just
to
scared.
maximize this farm.
I was just scared about Shadow Demon. Like he picked Shadow Demon offlane first pick, and I was just scared what he was going to do to me if I went
My
down there.
two.
Like he was going
Uh,
to change and banish me and do.
I
I
think
had
it's gonna be fine. Like on
yeah,
average, you should try to do the right play, even if it means that in some games you're probably gonna trigger some people. But
yeah, you're
on
going to.
average, if you want to get MMR, you should still do the right play, I think. And
I
then
guess.
be really free to mute people. Like this helped me a lot, just to focus on your own gameplay, see what you can do and improving in the game. And then you don't have to carry every single player to victory. You just have to improve yourself, and then you can get there. And again, if you sit bottom, you have the big advantage of having unblocked camps, and you can take away the Kling's farm. And another thing that's happening is that you provide vision by farming as well. So you push out the wave, you pressure the right objective that are actually valuable, and you're giving vision over this area. That means if they are not there, they appear, and if they are there, then you can actually retreat, and you still gain worth by them defending a far out objective, which gives them the opportunity to make mistakes and die. And you
Yeah,
are still on the most valuable place on the map to be. So your net worth is gained, Klink's net worth is diminished, Klink's is in a difficult position if he tries to defend it, and you gain vision
Dire's
and
top
map
tower is
pressure.
under siege. Radiant's
yeah.
bottom tower under fire. Dire's top tower is being
Alright,
attacked.
but let's see.
Bottom tower
Like
is
once
being
we finish
attacked.
Radiance, the great thing is that we can keep 2 lanes pushed basically at all times.
Yeah, because like with one illusion you can clear one
Yeah.
camp, clear one wave, do anything. Yeah. So the thing is that with farming stuff, you don't really need to
Dire's top
convince
tower is
me. Like
being
when
attacked.
usually when I don't do the optimal play
Dire's
for
top
farming
tower is
because I don't
under
know what that
siege.
is. Like I'm really an enjoyer of AFK farming.
We love it. Farming simulator. Yeah, it's the most fun way to play Dota. I feel you. Okay, we got Radiance. So again, I would probably be sitting mid lane, especially like we still have to think about objectives. And the question is, how can you pressure the right objectives? And the most important ones are tier 1 mid lane and tier 1 enemy safe
Yeah.
lane. And then you would
One,
usually take Roche and then take the next tiers and Roche.
if
And
I
so,
went this game was way easier. Now I see it. Like
mm,
if I just went bottom, farmed the camps, pushed the
yeah,
things up.
yeah. And then you can even like position yourself neutrally here and then like farm 1, 2, 3 creeps or camps and then defend out mid lane with even like 1 or 2 illusions might be enough actually to destroy the creep wave, and then their pushing potential gets diminished. And this might grant you like an extra 5 or 6 minutes of surviving tower.
Dire's middle
And I
tower
feel
is
like
taking damage.
if we don't carefully consistently defend it, we're giving up objectives that don't really need to be given up, and we don't pressure enemy
Being
objectives.
attacked.
Yeah, like if you pressure, you just make space for yourself. And
Yeah.
yeah,
So
you can-
just 2 illusions could be here, and they can basically help your team to set up fights. They may be overextending on illusions. They might just retreat basically because they don't know what's happening. Oftentimes I see it even as support players, where like your enemy safe link tower is still standing, and then supports think, okay, I'm not going to be here anyways or whatever, and then the creep wave comes, and the creep wave alone takes the tower without even an enemy hero being here. And if a Crystal
yeah,
Maiden, for example, just stands in a tree and uses one spell, then she takes away all the pressure of the tower, and even if she dies after 5 waves, it's still networth efficient for her, and she protected a whole objective by herself.
Dire's
So
like
bottom tower
power
under
life when
fire.
you get killed by creeps.
yeah, basically. And what happens so many times if I play mid lane, for example, is that the enemy mid laner, they lose their tower, not because I'm pushing it physically, just because they rotate and the creeps push into the tower. And this is such an underrated thing. But if you continuously keep out pushing the waves, the enemies will feel like unconsciously they will feel that something is wrong. Like their attempt of doing things won't work because they don't have the creep waves. And I think Naga is one of the greatest heroes to do that. So you wanna pressure the 2 most valuable objectives, which is mid lane and enemy safe lane, and then while doing this, trying to maximize your farm.
Dire's middle
And I
tower.
think being in this top area, even if
It
this
does,
tower falls, even if this tower falls, even if you would take tier 3 tower in exchange for mid tower, I think it's still not worth it.
yeah, the top, like the offlane towers are just they don't give you anything.
Yeah, they don't open up the triangle. They like I don't know why they even exist. Well, that's not quite right, but they have really way less value than, for example, your mid lane tower. And I think like we started talking about this mid lane tower from like minute 18, and we can just consistently like protect those towers and enable your team.
Dire have fortified their
Yeah.
towers. Dire's bottom tower
That looks
is
weird.
being attacked. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
I mean, UCS is fine. This is typical Naga.
That is not.
Yes.
that
I think
is-
I think the laning stage was a little bit rough, or like the mid game where you died like a couple times.
Dire's
No, the
middle
only thing that
tower
I found
taking
rough this game was
damage.
the fact that the camps were blocked. Like I'm sure I won this game if they were not blocked.
But then
Because
I think it's just another step to motivate you to rotate into the enemy side of the map because they
okay,
usually don't block those camps.
Dire's
they're not gonna
bottom
block their
tower
own camps.
under
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under
They
siege.
block all the camps.
Dire's bottom tower is being Radiant's top tower
Yeah.
is being attacked. Bottom
And again,
Wait, are there any camps there? Why am I not? What? Can you go back like 10 seconds?
Mhm.
Is there a large camp there and I'm just not farming it, or what's going on?
That looks weird. No, you took it. I think it's a bug. Yeah, you took it. Alright, it looks weird. It looks like it's still there.
Dire's bottom tower under Radiant's top tower is under siege. Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
I mean, I'm just waiting because there's nothing else to do.
Radiant's top
Top.
tower is
Yeah.
They're all playing bottom, so I'm gonna play top.
I think you should still be maybe now it's fine. But this situation wouldn't occur if you would have played bottom at the beginning, and then you can protect your objectives.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
Yeah, we need to pressure mid lane right now. Like their aggression here, it's the same scenario actually. Like this tower is still standing and they have aggression on this side further. And then we have two options. Either we join the fight and we have some impact. So like if you, for example, you play Primal Beast here, and then you're like, okay, where's the impact of my carry? Either he's here in the fight or he's somewhere on the map doing something important. And this tower could just fall, and then even if they like kill 3 people, it would still be a worth trade because you take this mid lane tower, which opens up this whole side for you. But we need to get involved in either like getting some team fight based value or getting some objectives. Okay, you're pushing it. And again, I would try to move towards bottom, and maybe even like if it's too dangerous to walk into the triangle from here, you can start out at the tower and then just use the illusions to scout for you and slowly take control of this area. But it's really nice that it took mid. Well played, really well played. Definitely on top.
I was slow there. I knew like if I see them all somewhere on like one lane, and it's like not I see them mid. I see them one lane, and then I just have to go hit the tower. You know.
Yeah, perfect. Really well recognized.
It was a bit late.
And now we
Like,
see that Yasha is coming in, and so I would just propose to get Yasha first. I think it makes the gameplay easier and it makes your hero more effective at the early minutes, and then you can like even, for example, if you died top once or twice, then you can TP bottom together with your offlaner. You can pressure and building. And again, here the same thing. Like we see the positioning of the enemies. They're like moving towards this area. I would immediately mirror that, pressure their objective. That's still valuable. And like I made a video about it. We can look over it soon. There's like a battle pass report. Let me just really quickly load into this.
the battle pass report. What is that?
If you have Dota Plus, then you get a battle pass, or it's not battle pass report. What is it called?
Like Dota Plus report.
Yeah. I think that's what it's called.
But isn't it useless though?
You might think that, yeah. But there's one great statistic. Something froze. I don't know exactly what's happening. Oops.
I mean, did your game freeze? I can't see anything on the stream. Okay, now it's back.
Let's see. Click to open. Looks like it's freezing.
Yeah, it's lagging.
Run out of non-networkable entities. The fuck? I don't even know what it is.
What is that?
Whoa! Okay, it just collapsed. Let's open it up again. I've never had that happen. Opening the battle report and playing Dota seems to be a bad idea.
So what do you even do in the battle report? What does it show you?
There's one part of the statistics where you can select different categories and see how they're related to your wins or to your losses. And what you can do is you can filter them out by towers and then to see when the towers are taken. And let me restream this. Flip. Okay, view the report. Click to open. Sadly, you can't skip through this. This is just gonna take a minute. And then I just want to emphasize the importance of taking towers. Let's see. Oh, the shard's coming in. Nice. Nobody needs it. That takes ages. Okay, one more and then I think we can get through the next one. Alright, there we go. This is the one. So you can select the different entities that you want to have here, and for example we can go for wins, and then we can look at, where is it?
Tower damage.
Yeah, for example we can look at hero damage, or we can look at, where's the tower damage? There it is. There we have tower damage, and then for example we have Roshan kills is somewhere there as well.
But this is not by game, this is by hero.
This is just the recent games I think I've played. This is by hero. Yeah, we can select it soon. We can sort it soon to different things. Let me just add real quick. Where was Roche? Enemy Roshan kills. own Roshan kills, and then we can see last hits, for example. And what else can we see? I think that's it for so far. Did we take tower damage? There was one sector where you can.
Yeah.
One second. Where it's like where it showed when you took the tower. Do I have it already? No, I just have general tower damage. Did they remove it?
I think they did. It doesn't look to be anywhere.
That's so sad. Luckily, I made a video about it. That's really sad. But we can still see how like hero damage relates to wins. Oh, it really looks
Yeah.
different. They patch it up.
To like go on the matches because this is just like heroes.
Yeah, yeah. We need results. Where is it? This is not alphabetically as well. It's so weird.
What results? What do you mean?
I just want to see, like, there was one stage where you could see whether the game was won or lost, and without selecting it specifically to wins. Game loses, win rate, kill staff assist. That's so weird.
No,
Yeah.
but you're in the heroes. Maybe there's different ones for matches.
Ah, good point. Thanks for pointing that out. Lol. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense.
Wait, actually, does it actually make sense? I mean, like, yeah, it shows when the tower were destroyed. Like enemy one tower destroyed.
Yeah, there we go. Finally, thank you for pointing that out. And then we had tower damage, and then I want to have Roche, friendly Roche kills, and then there was enemy Roche killed somewhere.
What the fuck? What does that even mean?
How many times you killed as your team? You killed Roche, and then enemy Roche kills. All right.
Oh, like when the enemy killed. I thought it was like when you snatched the ages or something.
No, I think it's if your own team kills it. And so if we sort it for last hits, for example, you can see I'm learning Lina, for example, right now, and I usually have a lot of last hits, but we don't see like a huge proportion of wins at even the
Wait,
highest
so
last
why
hits.
do you have 739 last hits in a 14-minute game?
Because my Invoker likes networth. That's how I play Exort Invoker. It takes CS, and it's all the fun. But what you can see basically is that it's not really that related. But if you look, for example, enemy tier 1 tower destroyed, we can look to the other extreme first. I think there's a Buxter on the other side. If you don't destroy the enemy tower, you can see in general that you lose. And if you do destroy the tower, like on, let's see, minute 20, and then it goes back minute 18, 17, 16, 15, and then everything under 10 minutes, I don't know why it's counted as 0. But if you take the enemy tier 1 tower below 10 minutes, you basically win the game. And I think that's just incredible. And then you can switch it around. Like if you lose your enemy tower, we can look at it. Like the lower it goes, the earlier you lose your mid tower. And if you lose your mid tower really early, then you just lose the game. And like look at how consistent this is. And even as a carry, like this is true. Like I guess I
Yeah,
don't lose that many invoker towers that early.
the later you destroy it, you just like there's only losses there.
Yeah. So, like, if I hold my tower for 11 minutes, and then we can start to get some wins into it. If I hold for 30 minutes, we can get some wins, we can get some wins, we can get some wins. Like, and the longer I hold the tower, the more even it gets distributed. But there's a clear trend that, like, if you lose your tower really early, the probability of you losing the game is really, really high. And then if you can look at tower damage, like, if you don't get any tower damage, which is obvious, like, this is Dota. If you don't hit towers, you can't win the game, which makes sense. So my support games, of course, don't have tower damage. But then, for example, mid lane, and then we can see, like, if you go to the high extent, of course, if you have the tower damage, you just win the game. And that just collaborates, like, over the time. And then...
Do you play draw mid?
No, I played it as carry a bunch.
Also, you lost the support games, right?
Support? Yeah, I have a bunch. Like, my support is not on the same level. But again, this is, like, sorted to tower damage. So maybe this is not really, like...
I mean, there's not many support games that
Yeah.
don't do that much tower damage.
Yeah, but I like to play Jakiro, for example. And if you look at the wins through, we can look at the tower damage. Holy shit! Like we can get some huge tower damage even as a support, and even if we die for it, the deaths are not actually as related and the last hit, for example, as the tower damage is. And then another thing we want to look at, the next objective is taking Roche. Like if you take Roche 3 times, for example, or 2 times, then you see that your win probability seems pretty correlated with it. But if you don't take Roche, then the probability of you losing is really, really high. And if you turn it around, if you look at the enemies, like if enemies never take Roche, you basically win the game. That has been true like for almost all of the games I had here.
Yeah,
And
I don't know if it's like wrong with like something bad about me and my bracket, but I think when I take more Roches, I usually lose because that means it's a like the game goes to late game, and I'm really bad at playing in late game.
but then it means that you just never prioritize it. Like then it sounds like it's a game that's like 90 minutes anyways, and then you took Roche 3 times, but it doesn't really matter anyways. But if you
Yeah,
prioritize Roche and you get it soon, then I think it's a huge power spike. And for
but
example, if you
can
look
you
down to
wait?
it, like if the enemy takes Roche 2 times or three
Yeah,
times,
I
then the
do.
game is basically over.
I mean, the third Roach is very important because it gives them a free axe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So in my mind, focusing on objectives, even as a carry, is super important. And the question is, okay, what items do you need to secure them? And it might be teamfight items where you rely on winning the teamfight and then taking it, but it still should enable you to, at least in the meantime, to defend your own objectives. All right, let's see if I still have the replay. Lol.
But how do you farm on Invoker?
Mm,
Like, how
well,
do you farm fast on Invoker?
Fight
you have
me.
Forge Spirits at level 8, which is really strong. Um,
Oh, you mean maxing out only your Q and E, and then you have two Force Spirits?
Yeah, yeah. So you go 404, you have two Force Spirits. And then the great thing about Invoker is, for example, if you're like level 16, level 17, you can Tornado Blast and you can destroy one wave. You can Meteor, you destroy another wave. So each
Wait,
minute you can take.
tornado, deafening blast, right?
Yeah,
Not EMP.
yeah. Tornado plus Deafening Blast on level 18 can destroy a whole wave. And then you have Chaos Meteor as well. And if you look
That
to.
destroys the whole wave. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you look at the cooldown, this is 50 seconds, 55. And if you have Shard, for example, then it goes down to, what, 35? So every half
Yeah,
minute you can nuke one wave with this, and you can nuke one wave with Tornado and Blast Comet because they have like 40
we
seconds
have
cooldown max.
a lot of waves to nuke.
Yeah, yeah. And then you can split push a bunch. You have TP boots to move around. And then you hit neutral creeps incredibly fast with Alacrity. And you can be involved in kills with Sunstrike, so there are many opportunities to really boost the net worth. And I'm coming from like the carry side. I played carry first, so Exort Invoker made a lot of sense in my mind because you just gain net worth, and in the end, your hero is stronger than anything else. And so to translate this on your Naga game, figure out ways that you can actually improve the stage or like the situation of the game. And this is always done by manipulating the space that you have to farm and by prioritizing objectives. So if you can manage to, like even in minute 8 or minute 9, to rotate and go bottom and just help them to pressure this building, that would be amazing. And then just secure enemy farming space. Like try to starve them and take away their net worth and focus on increasing not only your own, but also punishing them by taking their objective and their farming
Oh,
patterns.
yeah, yeah. But I want to show you the trolliest game ever. I played
Mm-hmm.
troll and my team griefed. Like, I mean, they didn't really grief, but my offlane first pick void,
All right.
faceless void. Oh wait, where was it? Was it this one? No, it wasn't this one actually. Wait, which one was it? I think it's like long ago. It's probably this one. Yeah, it's
Let's check
gotta
it
be
out.
this one. Yeah, it's this one. It's this one. I'll send you the replay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here.
All right. Watch. Hmm. But this, like, even if I look at the score at the beginning, I see, okay, you have the most kills and you have very little
No,
deaths.
I didn't have the most kills.
Let's check again. All right, just
I
scan the
mean, I
room.
know
You have
I
like
did
14
have
kills
at
or
the end
something.
of the game. No, I made like 7 kills in the last 2 minutes because I just popped on OP.
Wait, check again what happened here. Yeah, in your team, definitely. Ah, yeah, even in the game. Or like with, same with Forza. Ah, win range is 15. Well, fair enough. But like just in general, if people have a lot of kills and very little death and they still lose the game,
It's
if
probably
this
because
is
they
a
don't.
common thing that you experience, then it's usually because you never take objective and you never actually leverage your advantage.
Yeah, this is actually not really a common thing I experienced. This is actually why I quit playing PA because I lost 3 games in a row where I had like a perfect laning stage. I had like BKB Vessel by minute 20 with Battle Fury, obviously, and then I still lost the game. And it was like, it wasn't like a close loss, it was like an absolute loss. And it's probably either because I didn't hit towers or because I was playing PA.
Yeah, I think it's like you can probably spam every single hero up to 8k if you just have the skill, which I don't, but obviously otherwise it would be
Dire's
8k.
middle tower taking damage.
Alright, I'm just gonna skip
But
over the laning stage because we looked at
are
one
you
already.
8K? Are you
Radiant's
8K?
bottom tower
No. I'm like 6k if it comes high. 5.4 right now. 6k was
Oh,
my peak.
Radiant's bottom tower is
But I think that's like the limit. Like I know many people who spam heroes up to there, and it's not like their heroes aren't great and they haven't been great for like 10 patches. But if they have like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 games on it, and then they understand the game really well, then they just pick it and win, like
yeah.
on average. And then the other thing, of course, if you want to get that MMR, you just have to play like 15,000 hours with a hero that you know really well and where you have a win rate over 51%, and you're good to go.
I mean, my PA win rate is obviously artificial. It's like 60 something percent out of 500 games, but that's not real. Also, related to troll builds, what do you actually build on this hero? Like not items wise, but skills wise. Do you actually max the whirling axis or your Q or your E? I max my E,
I think so too, yeah.
but
Mm,
I think you max the W actually, like the your spell, like
let's see
the
what other
whirling
people say.
axis. Yeah, the people say to max your whirling axis.
Yeah. It's
Like
different.
not going 1-1-1 on troll is a sin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's really mixed up. I don't know. I don't have that many troll games, so I'm not even that comfortable with it.
Yeah, I'm just sort of like skip forward that 8 times speed to see
What the
the
fuck is
void
happening?
gameplay.
All right. Okay, farming top. So at this point, we just want to finish Battle Fury as
By
fast
the
as
way,
we can.
why do you go Battle Fury on troll or like Maelstrom or
I think Battle
what?
Fury is fine.
gains the Dire's bottom
Yeah,
tower
I've seen
is
Battle
under
Fury
fire.
in pro
I've
replays.
gotten flamed. Gotten flamed for going Battle Fury.
Dire's bottom tower is in peace.
All right, now we got it. We want to secure ancients as soon as possible because I think
All
they were
right, I
stacked,
was
right?
back
Yeah,
there. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Before Ursa does it, what does he have? Yeah, he has the same shit.
Wait, why does he have Battle Fury on Ursa?
I think it's decent. Just gonna lunge. Nice, nice.
Dire's middle tower
Bad. Holy shit.
Yeah, this was not bad. This was actually pretty good. Like, Wind Ranger was flaming the void the whole game, and he actually said nice chrono here. He said nice chrono here.
Fair enough. All right, so instantly, of course, we have to leverage this into a building or Roche.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I was
Nice,
trying
nice.
to get some Roshans.
And now you can still try for mid lane, but actually
Oh,
there's no pressure on
oh,
you right now.
never mind.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. But what I see many times is that people now, even if they have Aegis, like they completely overextend and take fights they can't take. And against heroes like Ursa, you just want to play like you want to avoid the early time. It's better to take the
What
Aegis one
happens if
and
I'm
then.
trying to take like a building and my team is overextending? Like, do I help them or just take the building or what?
For example, if I would be playing Invoker and my team is like starting to dive here, I would just take the building and leave. Like you don't have to follow them to dive if you have the opportunity to take the building. If you see they're diving and they're really losing heart, then maybe you just retreat instantly. But
Yeah.
usually it's not worth to overcommit behind the tower. Just focus on getting the tower because that's the main reason why you're there. Like you're not there to kill a support, silence, or whatever that's behind the tower. You're there to take the objective. And
Yeah, that's cool. Like I always try to take the tower if we're not necessarily with ages, but just
mhm,
in general. Like
yeah,
I don't want to really die, but if my team dives, I pretty much always dive because I don't want to. Like, if we are strong and they sort of like they're in one place and I'm in another, we're
Yeah.
not as strong as we should be. So I just try to stay with them even if they're doing the wrong move.
Yeah, I feel it.
Bad.
There's probably a line on it. Like if you play support, you want to stay more with your team, and if you play core, then you want to focus your own time. But yeah, in general, I think doing the wrong thing as 5 is still better than doing the right thing alone. The one thing I see here, I'm like, I didn't watch like the whole fight, but this looks weird. Like if people are dead and you don't take mid towers, this is weird. Like
No, but
you,
I'm solo and the Ursa is here. I'm not. I don't really want to take that.
yeah, like I don't have a good sense of the game because I didn't watch it and we just skipped through it. But as long as you think you don't die to like 70% if you do this, then you should always pressure objectives.
I didn't have BKB. I was pretty certain, even because I'm really under farmed in this game, so I'm probably gonna die to the Ursa.
Fair enough.
And sweet.
Like, especially on troll, I try to get buildings because that's what the hero does, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't fight here. I would finish BKB first.
I mean, it's a free kill.
If it works. Like if he enrages before before the stun hits,
Yeah,
that's
I know.
difficult.
I ulted to kill him faster so that he wouldn't enrage.
And again, like this fight, the mid tower is already taken, so there's no objective to defend here. I would just instantly be bottom and pressure this tower and like see if Enigma shows up. If Enigma doesn't show up, then Enigma plus Puck can kill you. But as long as you see enemy heroes that are fighting there, for example, now you would see Puck, you would be hitting this tower, you would keep this catapult alive. This tower would be half HP. This tower would be almost done, and then they
No,
don't react.
someone cut the wave. Someone cut the wave.
Yeah, they did. But you still had a catapult. So I would tank for a catapult there, I think. But fair enough. I like that you play bottom. Like that's great to see. And yeah, whatever they're doing there, this doesn't change anything, even if they get the kills. So I like
But
that you.
you didn't see the briefing yet.
Dire's middle tower
Skip
is
forward,
being
skip forward.
attacked.
You don't know this happens, whatever, and then it has to like
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
basically we fight. Like I respawn. I don't know if it's exactly here or what happens, but we go mid, we take the tower, and then we go for the like a dive near the tier 2, and something hilarious happens.
I like the position so far.
Tower is under siege.
Probably keep pushing bottom.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
That was most welcome.
Every coin helps.
I still need to be down here.
I don't know what I'm doing. I probably should commence the stupidity. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong. It's just I went mid and then the void chrono on me. When I did, like I BKB ulti and the millisecond I BKB ulti void chronos me.
I guess I can get faster.
Yeah, it was right here, right here, right here. So I get stunned. I'm stun locked, and yeah, there it is.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
So I get stunned, and there it is.
Oh no!
You're not going anywhere.
That's dramatic. Do you live?
Yeah, it doesn't end up being that bad, but
It's still really sad.
I could have killed him if he didn't chrono me.
Yeah, but the general thing again is like playing for mid lane objective is so much more difficult because they have like trees on each side, and if you split up, one might die and get picked off, and maybe they have a ward sitting here or whatever. So it's difficult to play in this area. Yeah, if you keep pushing bottom and you just play around it, and then maybe you even like position yourself in the trees. If they try to get you, they have to extend over this tree line where they can't come from the other side, and then their overextension can help your teammates to punish supports, and then the fight gets way easier. You actually get an objective that is equally valuable, and you can have the possibility after winning a team fight to advance to this area here. And I think off like side lanes barracks are usually worth more, because then the creep waves push in from side and side, like on the minimap, like this, and then they have to keep walking a further distance to defend their objectives. So I would always try to play on the side lanes.
Wait, what is he doing?
My gratitude.
And I wouldn't be here as well again. Like as soon as you don't have BKB and ulti, you want to be as far away from people as you possibly can.
Tower is under siege.
Yep. Oof, you're alive.
The daggers.
And you're going in again! And, oh, what's happening?
Yeah, I got baited here. I didn't have my BKB.
Yeah, right. And now, like, if you die once more like this, I think the game is really difficult. So the next strat would be to try to push that wave as good as possible, and then most importantly secure next Roshan. Not because you necessarily need it, but because Ursa is too strong if he has it.
No, but I just usually go for Roshan because Troll does it well. Wait, why didn't I Rosh?
Yeah, you
Oh,
definitely should
no,
Rosh
I
here.
remember. I remember. Wait, was that why? No, so there was one game where I didn't Rosh because I didn't want to tank it. Since, maybe. Yeah, I'm dead again because he ulted me when I ulted like
Yeah.
an enigma.
But it needs to be Rosh at this position. Like, you see it, and Enigma, even if he checks it, like if we see Puck away and we see Ursa away, then we have to try to
No,
fight
but
back.
he can, like Enigma and Ursa can solo kill us at the Rosh with ulti of Enigma. Like they don't need Puck.
But then same thing, like if you feel you can't take Roche against him right now, then you can't be pushing mid lane against him right now as well. Then you should be sitting in a triangle, pushing out bottom and farming those lanes until you get an item that makes it survive this.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really an item that makes me survive. Because I'm just going for a blink here.
Um,
Actually,
I
I
would
mean,
probably build like
maybe.
maybe what is it, Sanction Yasha or like just some stat. You have 2k HP, so I would just build some stats.
Satanic.
Maybe even Satanic, whatever. Yeah, just get some stats in.
Every coin
And then so again, like even if the reasoning at the beginning is you can't fight because of Enigma, now nothing changed and they all just assembled. So it becomes really difficult. Yeah, and I wouldn't run in here once Chrome is used.
But if only someone canceled Enigma's ulti, we'd have won that fight so
Probably.
insanely.
Yeah, probably. Because you're relatively still strong. Let's look at last its net worth. Yeah, look at this. Like you're still ahead basically. And then the question is, okay, how can you leverage this in a way that that doesn't enable them to have a positive outcome? For example, if you fight down here, you manage to get a fight here, even if you lose the fight, the time they
Like, you
take
don't
to
get
push out
any
the wave
cows
and
out
to go
of it, yeah.
Roche, yeah, it takes ages. And ages. But if you fight right at Roche and you lose the fight, of course they're gonna have Roche and they're instantly gonna pressure your mid tower.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I mean, at this point, we already lost.
Maybe. Hope is never gone. It's always hope. Like, maybe you can't win the game, but they can lose it. Like, you have to think it this way. They can still throw by doing mistakes. And if you give them the opportunity to throw, they might.
I mean, we have Void, so if they throw, they're kind of fine. Like, we can't really punish it this hard since we don't really have an offlaner.
For example, in this situation, I would probably just push up bottom and keep pushing, keep
By the
pushing,
way,
keep
did you
pushing.
know? Did you know Void first pick?
Is he mid lane or what's that?
No, Void is off lane, and he first pick.
Great.
And
Yeah,
oh, right, I remember this game. So Wind Ranger was sort of pretending to be a Smurf, or like maybe he was a Smurf. He was just like bossing everyone around, and the supports are making fun of him that he's not actually a Smurf. I don't think he said he's a Smurf, but he was sort of acting like one. I don't really know.
I see. Yeah. So I guess like at some point of the stage it's difficult to keep a clear mind, especially if you have like tilting teammates and doing like some weird mistakes. But if possible, try to zone in and like at the beginning when they were top here, you could pressure this building, and even if you take this tower, pressure the next one, and then you die, that's still fine because they don't threaten your buildings, and you take a trade which is advantageous for you, even if it's like not a one-to-one trade in value. But if you go up here and you try to fight and you lose the fight, the game is just over. If you fight down here and you lose, then you can reset and you can play it up again. And the same thing is like if once they approach high ground, even at that point, I wouldn't stop hitting this tier 2 tower and just trading racks, because you take racks way faster. If they TP back, you automatically gain time and win. And if they don't TP back, like you're not helping to defend anyways. Like Troll is not really a hero that is incredible at defending high ground.
It just like it's hard to start basically. Like
Hmm.
I don't feel like going bot and
Yeah,
pushing out. Like it's really far. It's gonna take a lot of time. They might as well just end the game until then.
yeah.
Like
Let me
right
look at the
here,
opening thing.
I should have done it right here, not like there, because then they can't take anything and they have to TP to kill me.
Now we respawn. I think this was.
Yeah, right here, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I think you are bottom at some point as well.
No, I'm just
That
killing the waves.
was mid lane. You got to kill nice, and now you can push out one mid, and then somebody still needs to fix bottom. Again, I probably wouldn't. But yeah, this is the first situation where I would be bottom and push out the most valuable wave. And then you even TP down here nice. And I would just, right now, I would just continue to run this wave down until they react. And like, even if they react, even if just an Ursa is coming, then I think you man up to this guy. And as soon as his Aegis pops, then you just TP out.
Yeah, I would man up to him, but the thing is, they're fighting top. I'm just really scared to lose fights like this. I don't know. Like I'm stronger than the enemies, and I lose a fight because my team is not with me. That's really tilting.
I see, I see. But I think this is this is a psychological or mental issue. If you don't have to fight here, like there's no objective to defend, there's nothing to gain. Even if you win the fight, Roche is already taken. There's nothing you can actually do there. So I would be just sitting here and thinking, okay, what is the most valuable objective? It's the bottom tower. I would take it. I would keep pushing it till the bitter end. And then, for example, right now, like they would retreat and they would see you pushing this tower already, and then they would see that you pressure this objective, and then they wouldn't even like push top, but instead they would try to defend it, and then they split up. If they split up, your team gets an opportunity to catch out the people that are left behind. You just create an opening, and as soon as you if you don't pressure hard enough so that they have to react, then nothing is changing on the map, and like they go unpunished by what they do and actually gain net worth from doing it. That would be just my view. So again, I would be bottom. I would be hitting like this tower right now, and now I would start like trading. I would be like, okay, if you want to take this Rex, I'm gonna take this Rex. If they stay, they're gonna be delayed by Snapfire, and if they start diving like this, you take those Rex anyways, and you just start hitting like a raid boss. You just start to hit the next towers, and at some point, something is gonna give in. Like either they realize, okay, we're not gonna take all the Rex, or you just go and push it for this. And if they TP back, then you defended your Rex. And this is the most valuable thing I think you can do in this situation. And then of course, like if you decide to fight up there, you're not really you're not your most dangerous asset right now. It's not your team fight, but your split push potential, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. And then of course, like it's perfect for the enemies because not only did you stop taking, or like not only didn't you pressure anything, but you also like started to fight, which is disadvantage for you. And if they win the fight, then the game is just over. But for example, now like we would be nagging at this, and people would TP back. And even if you die down here like, after they TP back, this is enough space for your team to push out the other waves, to push out top again, and then you're gonna respawn. They don't have the Rex, and the other thing is that your team had a lot of space to recover and actually punish mistakes they do there. Lol, nice pick me. Yeah.
One kill, yeah, see, that's why he's saying he's a smurf. He's saying 1v9.
But it's
And then,
understandable. Like,
but why say 1v9 and then fuck owned mid? So like 1v9, but I lost mid or something? Not
that's
even
funny.
good, then kind of sad.
Yeah. The fun thing, and I think this is really part of Dota, it's not always that like you can't implement it that rational, and usually it's a fight about emotions and about like what feels right in the scenario. But like yeah, those games they typically like if I see a score like this, I'm always like, okay, you have super high net worth, you have super high kills and deaths. This should be a winning game. Why isn't it? Because you probably didn't pressure anything or didn't leverage it. All right, let me try to summarize it so we can actually get to work on this. Try to think about what objectives are the most valuable. And this is enemy mid lane, enemy safe lane, then Roche, enemy mid lane, enemy safe lane, Roche, rinse, repeat. And then see as a carry what is the maximum potential of your hero to actually protect those and to pressure those. And this threshold is really, really high. Like you're gonna realize with most carries, minute 8, minute 9, you can just TP to your offlane and help them take the tower. Then you can take over the enemy jungle and you can start building up from there. Stay away from the dead lane. Like, stay away from your own safe lane because it's the most dangerous area of the map and you don't pressure anything.
That area of the map, yeah.
Yeah, so constantly shove out waves until they have to react. Like, push it until it hurts. And I have done this so many times with Invoker, where I just pushed the wave, nothing changed, and then I was out of position because I TP'd there to push the wave, and then we lost the game. So in my experience, that really hurt a lot, and I'm like, I am split pushing, what's happening? But if you don't push it until it hurts, they don't have to react, and then you're just wasting your time.
Yeah. I did a game, I don't think I have the replay, but I did like a base race and I actually won it.
Yeah, I think especially as Troll, this is
But
super strong.
it was with Shadow Fiend. I went
Ah,
Shadow
I see.
Castle, Mask of Madness, Rake.
Yeah. And then I still cross or some shit, and then you just melt through it. Yeah. Yeah, great heroes to do it. I had one Invoker game where I played with, I don't know what it is, Arcan teammates or whatever on a Smurf account. And we played together and they never pushed anything, and I was like, okay, what's happening? And then I legit built my Invoker with Desolator and
AC.
Sulcuras. Yeah. And then you get the Alacrity talent instead of the Meteor talent, and then you just push buildings. And then I basically took the whole base while they were team fighting at the weirdest positions. And then you can just ignore it. Like, they start team fighting, I blink over it or like step over it, push out the wave, get one creep close to the tower, and just start hitting the buildings. And then the cool thing about it is that in those random games, like, people are never organized. They try to fight, and then somebody, like, one core is like, he's pushing a building, I TP back, and then the whole team sits there without their core or some shit happens. So you
Yeah.
can, yeah. All right.
Yeah, anyway.
Cool. I hope this made somewhat sense.
Yeah. Thank you for coming here to do another session.
Sure, you're welcome.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Good luck with it. Experiment it and give me some feedback if it helps or not, or what you learn
Yeah.
over the games. I'm really interested in that.
Play a game.
All right. Good luck.
Okay. See ya.
See you. Have a great time.